Hello, crochet friends, and welcome back to Yarn Over Hook. My name is Sammy. I am very excited for these next few videos, this next series of videos. I have finally decided to start Mosaic Crochet, Mosaic Overlay Crochet, Overlay Mosaic Crochet. You know what I mean, the crochet that is absolutely stunning and helps you create incredible motifs and pictures. But y'all know me, I'm very much go big or go home. So this isn't going to be a video or a series of me learning mosaic crochet. I decided to join the Great Summer Mosaic Crochet Along hosted by Juniper and Oaks. Y'all, this blanket is so pretty. I remember when she first posted, like her first post about it, the first highlights about it, and I was like, what is this? This blanket is so pretty. No, I can't do that. I can't do a blanket during the summer. That doesn't make any sense. But this looks really fun. No, I haven't learned mosaic yet. I was going back and forth on if I was going to join this. Then last week she released the first part of the crochet along and I was like, okay, I have to join in. I just have to do this. I think one of my favorite features about this crochet along is that it's not just one designer. There's not just a single designer that created this blanket. There are 10 different motif stripes in this blanket. So there are 10 different designers that collaborated on this blanket. How cool is that? The crochet along started last week on June 2nd, and they're going to release a motif every Tuesday and Thursday through June. So all 10 motifs will be out by the end of June, and it's the middle of June right now, so I need to either get in or go home. We actually just started our summer stash bash, which means I can't buy new yarn. I have to use the yarn I have. And I actually have quite a bit of Big Twist yarn from Joanne closing last year. RIP Joanne. I originally bought this yarn in order to finish my mood tracker blanket for last year. So I bought a ton of yarn because I didn't know how much yarn I would be using. I ended up not finishing my mood tracker blanket, or actually just finishing it, but not quite getting through the entire year. I was just done. I was done working on that blanket for Choosing Joy this year, and it wasn't bringing me so much joy. Check out this video so you can get a backstory on that. So that means I have a ton of yarn, quite a bit of yarn. So I saw this as an opportunity to bust my stash. Like, I should be able to use plenty of yarn in this project and get rid of a lot of it. The original pattern does call for DK weight yarn, and I have a ton of worsted weight yarn. Honestly, with regard to blankets, I feel like as long as I have enough yarn, it doesn't really matter the weight that I use. And I want to use this as a stash busting project, so I need to use what's in my stash. I have done the foundation row of my blanket, got the boring part out of the way. Boy, did this take me a long time. And it looks like my blanket will be at least 5 inches wider than the pattern. Again, perfectly fine with me. This is a stash busting project, and this gives me an opportunity to finally learn mosaic crochet. So there are 10 motifs in this blanket and 5 different colors. I went through so many different combinations from the variety of colors that I had, and then asked my husband for a final input to settle on 5 colors. It took me a minute. I really love colors. I love like a certain saturation of colors, and everything was giving spring and Easter until I threw in a few more skeins, and then it was feeling very summery. So I'm very happy with what I chose. My first color is Varsity Gold. This color will be used for the Mosaic Sunshines by Juniper and Oaks and the Zesty Citrus by Gorgeous Crafts. Next is Orchid, and this will be used in the Mosaic Sunglasses by Remington Lane Crochet and Blooming Flowers by Made by Goody. And then we have Jade Green for the Mosaic Swimsuits by Emily Designs and Popsicles by Evelyn's Crafts, and Orange for Flowers by Cindy's Crochet Designs and Sandcastle by Sunflower Cottage Crochet. And finally, Cyan for Sailboats by High Desert Yarn and Surf and Sun by Hokanori. And for the main color, I have white. I'm hoping that this will help to make the colors really pop and just give that nice, bright, sunshiny feeling. I have the pattern printed out and in my little folder. I've also labeled everything so that I know which color goes for which motif. And I have my little pattern stand by Coco Knits, which I have absolutely been loving. This is probably top 5 favorite of my crochet tools. The charts are free on Juniper and Oak's blog, but they only come out on those designated days per week through June, so I only get it in bits and pieces. I don't know if I'll be able to catch up and perhaps get ahead, but I wanted the full pattern because not only does the full pattern come with the charts, but it comes with written instructions as well. And since this is the first time I'm doing Mosaic Crochet, I wanted the written instructions as an option. So that's why I went on ahead and got the full pattern, not only to support all of these wonderful crochet artists, but I wanted everything. I wanted all the details, all the instructions. I have a couple of hours before I have to eat dinner and do some editing and other work for the day. So let's get into the crochet, see how far I can get. And yeah, I'm so excited. I'm like really excited for this. So I did watch a few videos and of course did a bit of reading to fully understand what it is I'm doing with Mosaic Crochet. I did do a little test swatch and feel like I picked up the techniques pretty quickly. I think my only thing that kind of like made me pause a little bit was my tension. I feel like my tension was just a little bit off and it was causing the stitches to kind of stretch a little much. And so the picture came out a little fuzzy. So that's my only thing. That's the only thing that kind of stood out to me. So I really just need to pay attention to my tension and try to be sure that I'm not stretching my stitches too much. I wasn't sure if that was just an aspect of Mosaic Crochet. When I was looking at other people's pieces, it looked like there was a little bit of that stretch because you are going into only one loop of the stitch. When you do back loop only or front loop only, there is a bit of a stretch of that V that's on top of the stitch because there isn't really much support. You're going into one of the loops, so it's going to stretch a little bit. There is a technique that I learned called anchoring, which when you drop down for that front post, well, it's not really a front post, but when you drop down for that double crochet, you actually do pick up the back loop of the row that you skip. And like, I like it, but I feel like it's a bit more effort for a little reward. It basically makes it so that you don't end up with unused back loop only on the back of your blanket. So basically you don't have those flaps of unused stitches on the back of your blanket. And while I feel like that's a nice feature, I'm neither here nor there on whether or not that would bother me. And she even pointed out, like on a big piece, it would make a difference, but meh, I don't think it's really anything that'll bother me. I actually feel like I might like that texture on the back of the blanket. So I'm not going to do anything special in that regard. Like I'm not going to do any anchoring of the stitches. I'm just going to do the basic overlay mosaic technique. Mosaic overlay? I need to figure out what that is. What's going to make me really happy about Mosaic Crochet is that I don't have to weave in my ends. I know that there's an option to leave the fringe on the sides, but this pattern in particular does the envelope border. Now, the envelope border, I have only one time? Yeah, I've only used the envelope border one time, and I remember by the end of it, I was like, people do this voluntarily? This is supposed to be the easy way? And I didn't even do that many rows. I only did 1/2 double crochet on each side, and then I seamed it closed, and that was it. I was like, I'm only doing this once. This border, I think it's like 6 rounds. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. On each side, if you've ever done the envelope border, you do it twice before sealing it. So we're not gonna think about the end yet. we've just started. We've just started, so we don't have to think about that just yet. I have plenty of time to build up my strength for that border. Something that I found actually really refreshing and just really, really awesome was that every mosaic pattern that I looked at in order to practice and just kind of like gain some different perspectives, they all started with a foundation single crochet. They give you the choice of chaining and then like going back, but they all recommend foundation single crochet for the first row. I was like, thank you. Thank you very much. Because this blanket started out with 195 single crochet stitches. And I couldn't imagine chaining 196 and then coming back. I couldn't imagine doing that. So it's actually really refreshing to see basically the starting flipped. So as opposed to like chain this many, skip the first chain, single crochet across, or you can do foundation single crochet of this many. It's actually the reverse. It's foundation single crochet this many, or if you want to, chain all of this and then go back and single crochet. I think this is probably the first time I've seen the foundation single crochet as the first option and not just a standard chain start. It was super, super refreshing to see. Really, really nice. And then I didn't realize that each row you change colors. You change colors and you just follow the instructions, follow the pattern on when to drop down for a double crochet. What is it actually called? Let me get the right terms. Front loop only double crochet. I heard a different term. It was like drop down double crochet or something. I'll have to do more research, but I thought that there was another term for it. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments. But like I was saying, I had no idea. I had no idea that each row was a different color. And then to get the design, you just do a front loop only double crochet. This is very, very different from interlocking crochet. I can kind of see, if you were just to look at it, how someone could mix up the two. Some differences that I already noticed is that in mosaic crochet, you work on one side. In interlocking crochet, you turn your work and work on both sides, from both sides. Interlocking crochet consists of double crochet, while mosaic crochet consists of double crochet and single crochet, working in back loop only or front loop only. Interlocking crochet is basically like working two pieces together. You're weaving them in and out of each other, which is how you get the image. Versus mosaic crochet, you're overlapping the overlay of the mosaic part in order to get that picture. Now, both of these techniques I've only just learned recently. Mosaic crochet I just learned yesterday. Interlocking crochet I learned 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. So I'm no expert. If I've made a mistake, please let me know, but please don't take my word for it. Like, go do some research, check out the differences. Don't just listen to what I said. I'm such a novice at this. One thing though that I think I'm going to very much like about mosaic crochet over interlocking crochet is that I think once I'm able to get a pattern down, or at least like look at my chart and be like, oh, okay, yeah, 4 single crochet, 3 double crochet, 4 single crochet, great, this is the pattern, then I can just go. I feel like I can turn off my brain just a touch as long as I'm able to get that pattern down and those repeats down. That's just from what I've seen. Some of these motifs are a little bit more complicated or just a little bit more complex in their design. So I think I'll have to pay attention a little bit more. Either way, I'm very much looking forward to working on this blanket this summer, and I will be documenting everything. So I'll post pictures on our posts here on YouTube, so make sure that you keep an eye out for that. And there'll be videos, there'll be video updates. This is just part 1. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of other parts. So make sure that you stay tuned. This summer has just been filled with learning new crochet skills. I've learned Tunisian crochet. I've learned interlocking crochet. I'm learning mosaic crochet. What do I need to learn next? Oh, filet. I need to learn filet crochet. So filet crochet is on the list for next month, even if I just do something little, because I know that this blanket is definitely going to take all summer. I don't know, whoever's going to be finishing this blanket by the end of June, I commend you. I commend you. This is all single crochet. This is all single crochet. I'm doing a single crochet blanket. Huh. This is going to take me a minute. This is going to take me a minute. So thank you so much for joining me on this ride. I am going to try to lock in and see how much I can get done in the next couple of hours. Let me know what is in your cup, what is on your hook, what you will be working on with me, and I'm going to dive in. I know I should have water, but I really need this coffee today. Cheers. Hi, hello. We have a scenery change. My one more row turned into 4 more rows and it got dark outside. So we had to move. But here's where we got to. Mosaic Crochet is so cool. Are you kidding me? I'm having so much fun. It was pulling teeth to get me to stop and come in here and update y'all. It took so much strength. Because I finally got to like the center part of the sun. And I was like, okay, cool. So I could just do a little bit more and then I'll go film. I can just do a little bit more and then I'll go film. This is my little bit more. I allowed myself to do 1 repeat. I was like, you can do the first repeat and then you have to stop, Samantha. You have to stop. And then I was like, yeah, but then how am I gonna show the friends what the sun looks like? Like the sun is shining through. It's really shining through. Isn't that a song? Sunshine. Oh my gosh, it is a song. I am so looking forward to this blanket. I feel like that kind of felt like an evil laugh just a little bit. Oh man, this is so cool. This is so cool. So the only thing that I can think of, really the only thing that was standing out to me with every row that I was having difficulty with Mosaic Crochet, it's almost like you have a setup row, like a forever setup row. You set it up, and then the next row, you do some stitches that then bring the picture out more. But then that row also sets up the next row, because then that next row adds more color, which then sets up the following row. Yeah, like I feel like it's a never-ending like setup until you're completely done with the motif. So the issue that I kept running into was that basically, like to put it simply, I think I kept thinking about tapestry crochet. The way that Mosaic Crochet charts are set up, they almost look like tapestry crochet charts, except there's no color because you're only working with 2 colors. But there is still color, like some of the squares are colored and some are not. So when I reach a colored square, when there isn't an X, I'm just supposed to do single crochet in the back loop only. But when I see the colored square, I feel like I'm supposed to do something different. I'm supposed to do something differently from what I've been doing. Does that make sense? And so then I get in my head like, what am I supposed to do here? And I don't know what to do there. And then I'm like, did I make a mistake? And I get into this spiral of like, there's something I'm supposed to do there when I'm not supposed to do anything. It's not until the next row that that colored square means anything. The next row, I'm going to do some front post double crochet around that square in order to get that color to pop through. So I'm not doing anything on this row. I'm not doing it until the following row. But then that same following row also has stuff other than X's that I'm like, wait, so what am I supposed to do here? And it's a continuous cycle of like, am I supposed to do something here? Am I supposed to do something here? When I'm not. This is a lot more relaxing than my brain is allowing it to be. I hope that that made sense, especially to those who do Mosaic Crochet. Does that make sense to you? Like, did you feel that when you were first learning Mosaic Crochet? Let me know in the comments, because I feel like, I hope that I'm not alone. I just can't stop looking at this. I'm itching to finish this row. I shouldn't have even started it. I'm itching so bad to continue it because it's starting the sun. The sun is starting to shine through. This is going to be such a fun blanket. And I'm actually really glad that I did it in worsted weight because like it's not wide enough, but it fits my full like wingspan. So this is going to be a nice sized blanket. And with all of the differing like stitches that I have to do per row and the color changes with the different motifs. I feel like I'm not gonna get bored with this one. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to take y'all on this journey with me. I can't wait to take pictures and update y'all and all of the parts of this series. And I'm just really, really glad that Juniper and Oaks came across my feed. Okay. I need to go eat dinner. My stomach has been yelling at me for the last 2 hours. I need to go eat, and I have work that I need to do. I will be picking this up later though, just for a little bit, maybe just like a few more rows. I hope that you were able to get a bit of crocheting done along with me. Let me know what you were working on. Let me know if you've ever done Mosaic Crochet, what your first project was, what your favorite project is. Let me know. I want to know. I want to chat about all things Mosaic Crochet at this point, so let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ding the bell so that you know when we upload a new video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye friends, bye! Before we go, I want to give a huge shout out to our YouTube members. Thank you so much for your support. Your membership helps us to create videos just like this one. Thank you again so much for supporting the Yarn Over Hook team, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye! Yarn Over Hook, social media for crocheters. Create, learn, and connect with other crocheters from around the world. Join for free today at yarnoverhook.com.